Hello everyone. Before getting into the video, let us know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms. This video is about the Salesforce Vlocity. Firstly, what is Salesforce? For support, sales, and marketing teams throughout the world, Salesforce is a well-liked CRM application. Businesses may utilize Salesforce services to better engage with partners, customers, and future customers via cloud technology. Let's now discuss the main topic, Salesforce Vlocity. For the biggest companies in the world across a range of industries, Salesforce Vlocity is a provider of sector-specific solutions and mobile apps that enable digital, omni-channel operations. The subject matter we'll cover in this video includes placing black element, Lightning Design System-CSS style, account block, display data. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Upptalk channel for more videos. In this video, Mr. Asif, a Salesforce certified trainer, will cover the topics addressed. Let's get into the video.
These elements to build our card. Okay, there are so many elements we have, like action, block, chart, custom lighting, web component, data table, field, flex card, right? Icon, image. So we have to drag and drop this element to the left side. Okay, the left side into the card. So this is okay. So what you see here is the space, the card space. So this is a card space. Okay, so here whatever you will drag and drop here, so that will get added to the card. Okay, and it has little less space. So when you drag and drop, okay, you will have to little care when you drag and drop. Okay, so where you are dragging and drop. So before you drag and drop, so you have to wait to see the line. Like, okay, if you see my screen, when I drag and drop, let's say I'm using a block element. Okay, first time we are using a block element. When you are drag and drop the block element, so don't be in hurry to drag and drop. So you'll see the blue line, right? So where exactly you are placing the element, right? So here you will see the blue line, plus blue line. So you have to wait for a second, then drop. Okay, so whatever the element you add here, so by default you will see like, okay, the element name -0. Then if I add another black, it says block -1, block -2. By default that element name will populate. Okay, so what is a block element? What is a block element? The block element is it's a kind of container. Okay, block element is kind of a container. Okay, that means it contains the group of other elements. It contains the other element. If you want to place the elements as a group, we can use a block element. So block element is a group of other elements. Block element is a group of other elements. So we can use a block element. If I want to add other child elements inside one element, so we can use a block, and inside the block we can add other elements. Okay, so everyone drag and drop the block element, and element name by default it will take the block name with the element name only. You can change if you want, you can change. So element name I will say account. Okay, just so because this is a account card, so we have given the block name as account block. Account block. Okay. So element name we have given as account. So there is a property. Okay, property. Now go to the style tab. Go to style tab. Go to style tab. So here the block keys occupied the full space, right? So we don't want this to be use a full space of the card. Okay, so we want this so we want this card should be responsive based on the device. So if it is a laptop or desktop, if I am viewing in laptop desktop, okay, so how I will see? If I am viewing in tablet, okay, if I'm using in tab or mobile, or if I'm using like any mobile, okay, how we will see? So here you can see the Pixel laptop with 1024. The screen size is, if it is a tab, it will be 768. Okay, 48 in large mobile screens or small tabs. If it is a mobile, only 425 pixels. Okay, so I want this to be a responsive. Okay, if I'm seeing this in different devices, how I'm going to display to the customer if the customer is using a different device to access this card. Okay, so here in the style you see dimensions, right? So you see dimensions. So what is the dimensions here? Okay, so yesterday we have seen this. If I reduce this dimension, okay, here total it uses a 12 column space. Here it uses a 12 column space. If I reduce, let's say if my card should be, okay, I want to add two cards in the same, I want to add two blocks in the same card, we can add that. Okay, here I'm not only doing for one single, it is not only for laptop or something. I want responsive means, see what happen if you add a responsive toggle. Just toggle on and see what happened. Responsive, in once we toggle, it is showing, okay, large screen, that is nothing. 1024 means when user uses the laptop or desktop. Okay, so 7 equal or 768 means it is a like tab, right? Or 486 less than 480 means it can be a mobile or tab. So when you access the application, in different devices, how you want to show that is responsive. See, with a simple pointer click, you are making the dynamicness of the card, the responsive. You are creating a responsive card. Okay, fine. So for the large screen laptop, you can say 5, reduce to 5, and medium you can reduce to 4. And for small card also reduce to 4. And same thing, 5, triple we can do 5 for larger screen, and remaining screen is again set to 4. Done, everyone?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So now what happened if I am seeing in different devices? So it will be like this. So we are not saying it's not using the full space. Okay, it is not using the full space. Okay. So it is using the half. So because you are going to add another card here, you are going to use the another card here. Okay, in the same style we have minimum height and maximum height. Okay, so minimum height we can set the height. So minimum height, let's say we can set to some 350 pixels, and the maximum, so you are just setting the height and width. Okay, we are just setting the height and width. 350 and 375 is the maximum height so pixels. So we just set the card height. So we just set the height and width. So width is a dimension. Setting the height and width is a dimension. Okay. So add the minimum height and maximum height of the card. Okay. So we set the card width and height. In the CSS, what we did, we set the width and height. So 350 pixels. If you can see the what happened in the website. Immediately we can see the result in the canvas. Okay, done everyone? Set the minimum height and maximum height.
Yes.
Okay, now go to the same CSS tab, go to appearance, and you see border type. So the card border type here we want to set. Okay, so I want like a border for 4 types. Okay, the border type like top border, right border, bottom, left. Okay, you can select all the 4. How to select all the 4? Every time you can select one. And now I select top. Next you can select right, next bottom, and then left. So every time you have to select one. So drop down, first select top, right, bottom, left. So every time you select, that will add it to the selections. So we set the border. You can see like little small line, like that is a border we set. So what we are doing, we are designing the card. We are designing the card. So we set the width, height, and border. So what else we have here? So once you add this top, left, right, bottom, go to the alignment section. We have alignment. So for every element, so we can set the height, width, background, appearance, alignment, and the custom CSS. So these are the main sections we have. So what we have: dimensions, appearance, alignment, and custom CSS. So these are the sections we have. So these are the different CSS we can add. Dimensions, appearance. Appearance is nothing but like how you want. You can add the border, you can add the background. Alignment, like adding the padding, margin. Okay, and custom CSS. If you want to implement any custom CSS, you can implement the custom CSS. Okay. So in appearance, have you added the border?
Yeah.
Okay. So now alignment. Okay. Let's go to alignment. In the alignment page, you see already around X is small. Okay. So these are all just with the point and click, we are adding the design. We are adding the design to the card. We are adding the design to the card. So here, let's add a border type, padding type. So we need some bottom. Okay, we need padding bottom around bottom and around. We need around. So not okay. Alignment padding. We don't want bottom. We need around padding. We need a space like around. Okay, so go to the around. How do you see? Okay, if you don't see the around here, just Click on mouse down arrow, it will go down and you see around. Padding around. And what is the size? Padding around size. You can select X small. You can use padding. So, okay, from where it will come? So Salesforce have Lightning design system. So Lightning design system is a Salesforce, Salesforce own library. It's a CSS library. Okay. So as we selected the theme as Lightning, so it will get the complete flavor of Lightning. So where these things are coming, how it is understanding. Okay. So if you see the padding, okay, what we have, right? So these are the classes they implemented. Top, left, around. In around also we need a in around padding what we need X small. So this is the one which we are implementing X small. In around we are implementing X small. So we are not writing a code. So this is for who want to write a code, they can use the CSS class. But everything is implemented, everything is available in the just as a drop down. X small, small, medium, large. Okay, if you see this. Around medium, small, X small, double X small, triple X small, large, right? XX large. These are the same CSS from where we are getting the Lightning Design System CSS. That is a Lightning theme means. So we are using Lightning theme. Okay, and we are applying this CSS. We are applying this CSS, the same CSS library. The same CSS library we are applying. Okay, as just a point and click. We are doing as a point and click. Okay, clear? Right. So once you select around and X is small, once you select the around X small, click add the padding. Add the padding. You see the now what you can see here, account. If you see here, account is had got some padding space around, right? So it got some padding space. So the space what you see is a padding what we added. So confirm me once everyone done. So let's add the margin also. If you want to add additional margin, let's see what it will do. So here you can add just a bottom, a medium, add the margin for this card, add the margin, bottom, medium, bottom, medium. So the margin we got, like if you see the space, we got some margin space here, bottom, medium. Okay, done everyone, bottom, medium, margin type.
Yeah.
Okay, and also add horizontal, the same margin, horizontal, and use X large. You see this horizontal, we added X large. Okay, and immediately you see this thing like what is happening here, right? So you see now bottom and horizontal large, we got some like the card. Now if I design a card, that will be in this boundary only. Okay, we added some CSS, so this will be in boundary. We got some margin, we got bottom and horizontal. Horizontal means it will be added in the left and right. Okay, so that is adding the CSS. So let's see if I want this kind of shadow. Okay, I want to add this kind of shadow. What? Okay, so here we can use this CSS. Okay, what we are trying to do is, what if we want to add some, like I want my card. Okay, I want my card should have some shadow, the box shadow. Okay, how we can add this kind of box shadow? Okay, so let's see this. So this looks nice. So let's use this. We want to use this. So if I want to use, apart from all these sessions like appearance section, alignment section, if you see the in dimension, we can set the height and width. In appearance, we can set the background color, okay, how it want to appear, and alignment, like adding the padding and margin, we can do in the alignment, and the custom CSS. We have custom CSS, right? We have some custom CSS. So we have already, you can see the inline CSS. In the inline CSS, okay, here you can add a container class or custom class you can create. Inline CSS, you can directly apply, okay. So this border shadow, I'm going to add here. Okay, a 5 pixel is large, I'll say only 5 pixels. 5 pixels. You can see we got some shadow. So how to add inline CSS? If we want to add any CSS, how to add inline CSS? How to add inline CSS? Even if we want to add any CSS, we can use a CSS section, and we can add the inline CSS. Our own CSS also we can apply. Our own CSS also we can apply. Okay, so let me take this border. I want to add some border. One pixels. I just need very gray color this border. So the exact code for, yeah. So just border, I'm just reducing the border space so that it looks elegant. You can see now it just look okay. You can use as custom CSS. What happened? Yeah. So you can add this CSS. I'm adding into the chat. Let me know if you can copy this CSS from the chat.
Yeah, done.
Okay, that's great. So hope you understand like how we design our elements. Hope, okay, that's how we design our elements. Okay, that's how we design our elements. Okay. So just remove this in the style. I have given the CSS, right? You remove the colon. Okay, you will see that. Okay, the border line 1 pixel. Okay, so you can see the border with the color what we have added a gray color. Okay, so that border will display here. Remove the colon. Okay, now here we successfully added a block and we set the height, width, and we added the margin, we added the padding, we just changed the border, added the custom CSS. So we added so many things. We design our block. Okay, if I want another block, I need another block to display the weather information. Okay, so simply what you can do is, as we added the CSS everything here, okay, so we can simply clone the card. We can simply clone the block. So to clone the block, if you mouse over on the account block, you see plus icon. So this is a cloning. This is a cloning. So click on the clone. The plus icon, you see the plus, there are two icons. If you want mouse over, you see two icons, remove and clone. So click on this clone icon. Click on this clone icon, you see another block with the same CSS. Another block with the same CSS. So clone the card, you see another block with the same CSS. So just once you clone, change the name to weather. Change the name to weather. Okay, so we successfully created a block element and we designed the element. So what we learned, how we added the block element and what is a block element, and we created so we added the style and we clone a block. Okay, whatever the changes you have done to the card, if you want to push the changes to the lightning web component which we have created yesterday, whenever you create a card, the backend it create a lightning web component. What if you want to push, you either need to activate or you can do preview. Okay, so once everyone done, you can do click preview and observe what is happening. Once you click preview, observe what is happening. What is happening? Generating card lightning web component, right? So what it will do, it will generate and deploy to the Salesforce. The lightning web component already there, so it will just update the things to the code. Okay, you see that this is our preview. This is a preview. Clear, everyone? How we preview, how it will display on the UI. Please confirm me once you're able to preview.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm able to.
Okay, that's great. You just ignore this. So it is expecting to add some test parameters. Okay, it will not block us anything. If we don't want to show, if we don't want to see this error message, we want to add some test parameter. Okay, that's why we are not working with the live data. Now we are working on the data. Now we are working on the stub data. So no need to worry here. Okay, fine. Now the block is ready. The card is ready. Now we have added the card design. Now we need to display the data. So why we are creating a card? To display the data and actions, right? So let's see how we can, how we can create a, how we can add the elements to display the data. Okay, so let's see how we can add the data on this. Okay, so here again, click design to go back to the build. Click on the design so that you can go back to the build. Okay, now from the build panel, okay, so here we want to display the, so now what we have done so far is, so we have done just creating a block. So this is what we have done. So we added account and weather block. We added account and weather block. Now let's focus on the account block only. Okay, now let's focus on only account block. So we are going to build the account block. Okay, now we are going to display the account block. This is the account block we have. Okay, in the account block, what we need to do in the account block, what we are expecting here. Okay, what I need is, I need a header. In the card, I need a header which will display some icon, small icon, and here I need the account name. I want to display some icon, and account name is a header of the card. And I need another block. In this block, I want to display, so whatever the data we are getting, whatever the response, okay, what response we are getting. So we are getting the account, this is a JSON, right? So we are getting the account website, phone, account ID, primary contact name, and postal code, right? So let's display this information. Let's say primary contact, phone, website, postal code. Yes, postal code, yeah, ID we want to display. Yeah. So this is the information I want to display like this. And we are displaying the data is fine. We want actions, the menu of actions. So we use here some menu of actions we display here. Okay, so once user click on this menu, it should display like, so we have a menu element which will display the list of actions. That is a menu element. So we are going to add the actions in the menu. Whenever user click on this menu, it will display the list of action and user can perform the action. So this is what we are expecting in this card to design. Okay, so what we need to use here, okay, how to display these fields, primary contact, phone, website, postal, that is very important. So how many ways we can display the data? So let's learn how many ways we can display the data. This is very important. I need 100% attention from you. Okay, so display the data using the different ways. Okay. So here, if you go back to our build, see in the build panel, we have build and elements tab, right? We have build and elements and field section. If I expand the field section, what you see, account ID, account name, phone, postal code, primary contact, website. So from where these fields are coming, how I can see these fields, how it knows only I need to add the account information. Is this something dynamic? Yes, it is dynamic. So from where it is coming? From where it is coming? This is coming from the JSON. Once you load the JSON, whatever the node names, the key will be there. That will treat as a field name. The flex card that is a account name contains a name. So what it's a container. The node is a container of value. The key. These are all the key. It treat as a fields. If I directly drag and drop, if I want to display account name, if I drag and drop, okay, the account name, it will display like account name label, and it is displaying. Don't do that. So account label, and it is displaying the value what account name holding. So placeholder, what it holds, placeholder inc, placeholder inc. Okay, I don't need this. I am removing this. Okay, so this is one way. This is one way. This is one way. Okay, you can drag and drop. Yes.
So how do we get this? Where did we given the JSON format? We never given a JSON format, right? So how do we get this account ID, account name, and account phone? How it's getting mapped between the both?
Yeah, yesterday we did this, right?
Yeah, yesterday we did. Yeah. So
Yeah, yesterday we
yes, I remember that.
right?
Sorry.
Yeah. No problem. So integration procedure, team master get details, and we add the result JSON path to load only the account details, right?
Yeah.
If I save and fetch, so this is the data which loaded on the card. Okay. So
Yeah,
as whatever the data we load. So if we want to display the field information, so we have field list. This is called field list. This is called field list. So we can use field list to display the data on the card. This is one way. There is only one way. Okay. Let me show you the others. Okay. Field is a one way, and there are some elements. There are some elements like field element. There is a field element. Okay, so you can drag and drop the field element. It is adding. Okay. So field element, we'll see like placing that, we'll see later. Now for just to understand purpose, okay. So field element, what field? I have so many fields, what fields you want to display? What fields you want to display? Let's say label, you give the account name as a label. What value you want to display? The output, I want to display name. So you can, okay, whether it is a type, date, or number, right? You can set the date. You can, by default it is with text. So you can, if you want, if you are using the number or date or currency, you can see if I select the date, I can set the format of the date. In which format? DD, YY, MY, MM. If you are using the currency or date fields, this kind of things, you can set the format. Or you want to display YYY, MMDD, which format you want to set. When we use this field element, when you are using the, like, you can use for normal field also, but very helpful when you are using the some date or currency in its specific format you want to display. Then we go with the field element. So field list is the first option, and the field element is the second option to display the data. Field element. We can use so displaying the data in the different types. We can use a field list. You can have to drag and drop the field list, which field you want to show the data. And field element is an element which is available in the elements build tab. Okay. So that is the one another to display the data. So you have to select the label and you have to select the output, what you want to display. So again, this will be coming from the JSON what we have loaded, right? So this is the JSON what we have loaded on the screen, on the page. Got it? So this is another way. That is another way. Okay, this is second way. There is another way, third way. Okay. So we can use some text element. There is a called text element. There is another element called text element in the build. If you go a little down, you see yes, text element. It's kind of rich text field. Okay, rich text field. So here it is like HTML block. Rich text element is a rich text editor. Rich text editor. Rich text editor. What we can do the rich text editor? If you see the property, once you drag and drop, if you go to the property, here you see edit me, right? Edit me. You can write whatever label you want. Let's say account name. Account name. If I select the account name, okay, if I want to make it as a bold, okay, or if I want to change the label to like, there is no other field or field list is giving this option for us, right? Like styling the label, right? And also now this is the label. Whatever the label you want, you can add the label. And how about the data? What data you want to show? If you see here, we have fields. If you drag and if you go to the fields again, this will also show the same node information, account name. You see this placeholder INC, right? If I want to change the border or color, so that's why we said it's a rich text editor, HTML block. So you can change, if you want to display the data in the format, we can use a text element. So this is the three ways we can display the data. These are three ways we can display the data. Is it clear? So what is the different three ways? What are the three different ways? What are three different ways? Please note down. Displaying the data on the card, we can display the data on the card in three ways. One is using the field list, second is using the field element, and third way is using the text element. Please note down. This is very important. Certification question.
Okay.
Interviews. So I will always say interview questions or something. It's very important. So displaying the data in a different field list. So you can use a field list, field element, and text element. And what is the use? So field list you can just drag and drop, and field element you can if you want to define the format. Field element support different formats. If you want to, if you're using the date or currency, we can use we will suggest to use the field element. Okay. So in our sessions, we're using the field elements, text elements. Okay. Clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So these are the three different ways we display the data. We display the data. Okay. Fine. So now let's design our card. So what is how we are designing the card? So if you see the block, so currently what we have, we have this block. We have this block. Now what we need to do? we need to add two more blocks. One block will contain the name and icon header, card header, which contains the two elements, and we need another block. We need another block to display the data, other data. So header and data. So we have to design the two blocks. Inside a block, we have to add two blocks. Inside a block, we have to add two blocks. Okay, let's add two blocks. Okay, now let's go to build, where you have to drag and drop in the account card. Drag and drop in the account card. Drag and drop in the account card. So go to build panel. Go to build panel. So use another block element. Drag and drop. You see the left. Okay, so you should see the line, blue line in the left side, and center you can drop. Right. Okay. Okay. So inside this, please take it to the inside the block. So please take it inside the block. Okay. So this element name, once you drag and drop the inside the block, are you able to drag and drop inside the account block?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So change the name element to, so it's a header. So what we are displaying here, icon and the name of the, okay, the card account name, the name of the account. So we can give the name as icon header. Give the name icon header. Icon header. Yes, you
Umbrella.
drag and no. Add a block card.
Okay, not account block 0, but just a block, right? Okay. Yeah.
Just a block.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I'll just change that.
See, once you add drag and drop any other things, right? By default, it says, see the blue line. Now how it says account block 1. So previously it might show. So what is a page? So it follows the hierarchy. So block 1 you added under the account. Got it?
Okay.
If I add another element, let's say if I add another element, let's say inside the account, I added an action inside account block 1. What is the element name? And we can see the hierarchy. Account is a main block. Inside the account, we have block 1. Inside the block 1, we added the action 0 action. Okay, 1, 0, 1. What is 0, 1? So this is the first action. Once you add another, it will add another action like that. Okay, so you just need whatever did is correct, but you have to just change the name, element name, icon header. That's it. So make sure the block is inside the account block. So this is our account block. Inside that we added an icon header. So icon header, inside the icon header, what we need? Inside the icon header, what we need? Icon. Inside the icon header block, what we need? We need icon and we need to display the text. We need to display the field. How we display the field? So here what we are using? Let's use the text element. So inside the icon header, now what is the element name? Icon header. So inside the icon header, let's add icon, element called icon. Drag and drop inside the block, icon header block. You see the blue line inside the icon header. Drop. Okay. So now we added the icon header. Drag and drop the icon header inside the icon header block. Drag and drop the icon element inside the icon header block. Okay, good. So what else we need? We need to display the account name. Which way we are using? We are using the text element here. Okay, so use the text element. Again, go back to the build and drag and drop the text element. So we here little careful, because here we have very less space. When you drag and drop, make sure the text element, you see the blue line just after the icon and inside the icon header. Okay, so make sure you place like this. And you can name it as icon. You can change the name account context. Okay. So what else we added the icon element. We added the icon element. We added the text here. Okay, but how to place this? We do some CSS later. Okay. Now what we need to place? What other elements we need? We need to display this information: primary contact, phone, website, postal code, and menu. Okay. So let's add this. Let's complete the blueprint of a card, then we will design. Okay, so let's complete the blueprint. So what we need here? What we need here?
One more block.
Yeah, we can use a one more block, or let's directly, instead of using one more block, let's use the same. Okay, directly we can use.
We can use text element.
Yeah, text element. Yeah, we can. Let's use the text element here. Okay, first let's use the text element. So out of the block icon header, this is icon header. Okay, out of the icon header, what you can do is go to build and drag and drop the text element just after the account block icon header. And we need to display primary contact, phone, website, postal code. How many fields we need to display? 4. So you can, instead of drag and drop every time, you can clone. Once you drag and drop the text element, just hit the clone. Oh, my bad. It added inside the. Oh, fine. This is outside the block only. You just clone for 3 times. So we have primary contact, website, phone, and postal code. Perfect. So make sure this data is outside the icon header. The name it will display icon account text1, account text2, account text3, 4, like that. So let's clone. Okay. So what else we need here? Please let me know once you're done.
I'm done.
Yeah, good. So what else we need here? In the card, we got icon to display account name and other data. We got all this. So what else we need here? We need a menu element to display the actions. So where you will add the menu element? Where you will add the menu element? So after, okay, you have 4 text fields, 4 text elements. Okay, take the menu element, menu element to display the list of actions. So drag the menu element in between the second, okay, the first edit me is there, right? The after first edit me and second, drop this. So this should be the second. Okay, so place this menu after the edit me, after the first edit me of the field. Okay, so this is, we have created a blueprint of a card. So what we will do tomorrow, we will add and we do the styling. We will add the data and then we do the style of the card. Okay. So then we will populate the icon. We will populate the data on this card. Okay. And we do the style that we'll do tomorrow. Is that clear, everyone? Today, what we have discussed, like how to use a block element, what is the use of block element, and how to do the style using the, like, what is a dimension, what is the responsiveness feature. This is responsiveness feature is also a certification question. What is the use of responsiveness? In the style, you see, okay, the style you have to be clear, okay, what we have, what options we have: dimensions, appearance, alignment, and custom CSS. So we have used all the sections. Okay, today we have used for the block, we have used dimension, we have used appearance, we have used alignment, we have used custom CSS too, inline CSS, right? So we should be clear with what inside the style element. So after completing this module, we should be able to know each and everything, like what is this, every option. We should be able to crack the certification or into anything. Okay. So dimension, appearance, alignment, and CSS. These are the inside the CSS we have dimensions, appearance, alignment, and CSS. Okay. Cool. Fine. So that's what it is. Okay. In the CSS, and the dimension, the specifically what is the responsive feature. That is one thing people ask, okay, what is the responsive feature? Okay. So what is a responsive feature? We can enable the component as a responsive. Any if you would access this card, any device, it should be responsive according to the screen size. Okay. So that's one thing. And how many ways to display the data? Okay. What are the elements we have used here? Icon element, text element, field. Okay. What is a field list? How many ways to display the data? Right. We have learned how many ways we have to display the data, and we are just using the text element. So tomorrow we will populate the data using this text element. Okay. Clear, everyone? Any questions? Okay, Emma, can we can you ask? Okay, we can, if you have a few questions, can we discuss that later? If you have any technical questions related to this, you can ask me now. Have you gone through the recordings?
No, not at all. This is my first day actually. This is my demo class. So.
Okay. So no problem. So what we have done is, so the data source what we are using. So basically we need to, before that, we need to understand what data source we are using. Okay. What data source we are using and what are the different data sources we have. That's a really good question. So here we have, if you go to the setup, Okay, first of all, I'll share the link. Okay, the team will share the link and information what you have to do. First, you have to create this account. Okay, so once you create account, what you have to do is, if you want, I can take another session for you. Okay, for the whatever we have done, I will. So weekend, if you are free, let the team know. Okay, for you, I will take the other session. Okay, and they will discuss.
Okay.
So what is the velocity? Because okay, thank you everyone. We'll catch up tomorrow. Have a good day, good night, take care.